Man, oh man, this chapter bangs. I'm not gonna lie. I don't usually do reactions, I usually do like a full video or whatever. And I was not gonna do no more JJK content. I was about to do a Pokemon video this week. This isn't gonna be mixed or anything. It's gonna be very raw audio. Like, I'm just reacting, so. Whew, this chapter is so good. This chapter is so good. Okay, so it starts off with Kashimo analyzing Sukuna with enhanced X-ray vision. And then he says that he was seeing perfection upon seeing Sukuna. That is crazy. And like, this is the stuff that I wanted to see from the King of Curses. This is the stuff I wish we would have saw in like the Gojo battle, where it was like this Sukuna versus Gojo. This would have been crazy. Okay, the point is, we back on this chapter. The narrator's like, yo, even though he has to use two hands to make a hand sign, because he has four arms, he can keep the hand sign going. Then they also say he can non-stop use chants without straining his lungs due to having more mouths. He's just superior to other sorcerers. Oh, I know Sukuna fans are eating right now. I mean, this is crazy. He's got out here his four arms. He's got the stomach on his mouth. He's looking like a monster. The way that they paneled him, they got him from a low angle, so he's looking really, really just dominant. And it's like he's fully healed too. I mean, he's the King of Curses. Like, there's nothing really else to say. I think it's pretty interesting that we never really considered the fact that because he has four arms, he'll be able to like just keep the hand signs going to keep the chant. He's not gonna have to like waste a lot of energy. And because he has two mouths, I do feel like that the way that Gege set this character up is pretty perfect for being like a monster. Look, like he looks vicious, he looks venomous. I mean, like, when I see this panel, I'm like, I don't even know how Kashimo is even supposed to be able to like beat this nigga. And now I see why people are saying he was gonna get washed, because woo! So then the narrator goes on to say that Sukuna finished off the 5 Void Generals. I don't know who they are. The Sun, Moon, and Star Squad. Oh wait, the 5 Void Generals. Maybe that's referring to the Infinite Void in some way. Like, maybe that's referring to like the Gojo clan, and like maybe they could use like together they could use the Limited Void, or together they made up the Limitless or something. Because the fact that he says Void Generals, I don't think we've heard of that before. At least I don't remember if we've heard of that before. I might need to brush up on my Calling Games knowledge, but I do know we know about the Sun, Moon, and the Star Squad. That is crazy. Then he also says that he made the Deshikin squad of the Sugawara clan and Angels from the Abe clan retreat. So he was just murdering like he was like moderate. He was going crazy, he was going stupid. He was coming through the battlefield and just murking people, hitting them with the hand size, cleave, dismantle, black box here, slicing them up there. Like, this is the real Sukuna. This is the, oh my god, for weeks I've been saying this man's a fraud, because this is the Sukuna we were waiting to see the entire time. And so, again, I feel like it's a shame that we didn't get to see this Sukuna versus Gojo. But it's awesome that we finally are getting to see something out of this man that is up to the legends. And Kashimo's looking awesome. I love the way that his mask looks right here. He's got like 3 different eyes to show the X-ray vision. He's kind of looking like he has a Susanoo on him. Well, I guess it's lightning, so it's kind of like similar to Sasuke from Naruto. But I really love Kashimo's design too. So then the next thing that happens is it says Kashimo is mesmerized and calls Sukuna beautiful. And I love this. It it just really shows how dominant Sukuna was during the Heian Era, how amazing he is, how powerful he is. This is the kind of stuff that it makes it make sense when Gojo says, I couldn't have beat him. And again, I wish we could have saw it, but like, it makes a lot of sense when we start to see stuff like this. And I really like the way that this is handled. And so then it says Sukuna grabs hold of Kashimo as he tries to attack him. This panel is looking kind of crazy. I can't really tell what's, oh, it looks like Kashimo went to attack him, and then Sukuna grabbed him, and then there's this black mouth thing. I'm not exactly sure what that is. I would normally say it was the 10 shadows, but he's not using that anymore. Then it says Sukuna launches a huge dismantle slash at Kashimo, realizing that this is the attack that ended Gojo. So we know for sure that this Sukuna can keep doing these erasure slashing techniques. Now, I didn't think that Gege was going to let this happen, because busted. I mean, this is busted. If he can just keep slashing these, I'm assuming they have to be this big though, because if they were smaller, it wouldn't make a lot of sense. At least the way that it's framed both times. But yeah, it cuts through the entire earth. Kashimo says that this is the one that ended him, that this is the slash that cuts the world. Then Sukuna starts monologuing about how a stupid person tried to teach him love. I'm assuming he's referencing, what's her name, Yaoyorozu. And then he says that he's alone because nobody else is on his level. Sukuna says that he chose the wrong person to teach love, and that this should have been told to Gojo or Kashimo. Now that is crazy. I feel like Gege is really putting a lot of work to show how Sukuna stands alone and above everybody else in the verse, which I really like this now after the fact, because again, I've accepted that person, Gojo's death, so I'm moving on. I had to defend myself because all the people in the comments are just going crazy. But fucking, now that we're in the direction of Sukuna being the strongest no matter what, I like the fact that Gege is starting to show some separation, and it really makes it feel like this guy is all powerful. Like, how are they going to finish him? And he's not even the main villain, so it's like, whoo, Kenny's got his work cut out for him. That's all I need to know. It looks like this next panel, Sukuna's just thrashing Kashimo around. It looks like Kashimo escapes his grasp, he dodges. Look at Sukuna right here. He's just freaking smiling, like he has no care in the world for Kashimo. It really makes it like turned this dynamic from last chapter where Kashimo was beating up on Sukuna to now Kashimo is in the position where he is definitely the underdog again. It takes away from the notion that, oh well, yeah, Kashimo was the strongest, Gojo was the strongest, but Sukuna is just unbelievable, which is amazing. I really like the way that this is being handled right now. Yeah, Sukuna just beats up on Kashimo. He like, this guy, made of lightning, super fast, the yellow flash, and Sukuna sneaks up behind him and then punches him with all four arms. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. Sukuna then sleds another net of dismantle slashes upon Kashimo. So the way that I see this panel, especially compared to the next one, I see this as Kashimo's death. Like, this is his death coming towards him, and another time of Gege giving us an off-screen death. But this one is a little bit more earned in my opinion, because you can literally see the slashes coming toward him. Kashimo has nowhere to run. There's no way for him to get out of this. If he doesn't die, I guess like there'll be some good explanation, but he's probably wraps here. Sukuna packed him up pretty quickly. Then we get into Sukuna and Kashimo. There's like this flashback type of thing. It's similar to like Naruto, where like after through fighting they can touch each other's soul or whatever. The way that Miyamura puts it is Sukuna begins to preach to Kashimo, who is now in his Heian Era form. Sukuna says to Kashimo that he must be challenged by many guys in an attempt to get acknowledged, and Kashimo says that he must have killed those people by his hands. Sukuna then asks, if that's not showing mercy, then what else is? And wow, like, again, Sukuna's a dog. Like, he's sitting here and he's talking about how that if you were challenged and then killed these people by your hands, what other mercy is that? He doesn't even see like the ability to let these people live. He doesn't see the ability to do anything else besides killing them by his own hands as something that is merciful, which is like, I wonder if Sukuna feels like hitting a slash or cleave a dismantle is the same as actually using his bare hands to kill somebody, because the way that he's talking about it in this panel, it feels like to him that unless he's doing a direct attack where he's like, I don't know, grabbing them or beating them up, or like it was like a hard fought battle like the one with Gojo, it doesn't seem like Sukuna really values the people he kills at all, which we already knew that he didn't give a fuck when he killed people. But it seems like even when he's fighting people that like it feels like when he's just slashing them up, he's also believing that, oh well, this is the best mercy I could have given them. This is the best death I could have given them, which kind of ties back into how when he killed Jogo with the flame arrow and how he gave him respect. Then when he killed Gojo and he gave him respect, but he didn't give respect to Yaoyorozu, which is pretty interesting because he didn't kill her by his hand. Which is, so I think that might be pretty interesting. And it seems like he's giving Kashimo respect here also, because he's actually telling him what he wants to know, which I think is pretty interesting, because a lot of people were saying that they didn't think that Sukuna was going to actually give Kashimo any information. I wasn't exactly sure where to go for this. I thought we were going to have at least 5 chapters for this fight. This fight, I mean, he's getting packed up. It looks like he's done.
I can't believe this crap.
Kashimo reverts back to his current form, and Sukuna says that we are loved because we are the strongest, then why worry about loneliness? Kashimo basically asks, if you believe that we are loved and that we shouldn't worry about loneliness, why are you satisfied because you ended up coming to this time period by splitting your soul? Sukuna says that after understanding, he can now declare that love is trash. And I don't think Sukuna actually understands what love is, really. I think that he believes he understands what it is, and I believe that he wanted to chase that feeling, which is why he came to the modern period. And I believe that because he was disappointed, that's why he believes love is trash. I believe that the fact that he couldn't find anybody that's strong enough to push him to his own level, he finally realized that he doesn't think love is really worth it, that it's bad. This kind of gives me like the vibes of somebody who like just broke up with somebody and that they were with them for years, and then they had a bad relationship and they feel like love is trash now. But in this type of period, it's actually Sukuna not feeling satisfied with everybody he fights. Because earlier, if we go back to it, he mentioned that nobody is with him, nobody can hang with him, nobody can teach him about love, and now he's claiming that he knows it. So I think that's a pretty interesting dynamic. Sukuna also says that he's never thought about being satisfied by another person. He says that he does whatever he wants. He'll kill somebody if they're an eyesore, if they seem fun. He just lives on his own and others can't measure up to him in any way. See, this doesn't sound like somebody who knows what love is. This seems like somebody who that believes in themselves and feels like that nothing can touch them, that thinks they know everything. I kind of think that that's the thing that's going on here. Sukuna is such a high being that he's kind of close to a god at this point, at least in terms of Jujutsu Kaisen standards. And it kind of gives him that, I guess you could say, god complex, where he believes he knows everything that's going on. So I think that's interesting that we're going to be playing on that love dynamic and what it really means, and we're going to start bringing that to the forefront. I also like the stuff that we get about Sukuna, about how he thinks about other people. I like the stuff how he thinks about the current time period. And it's an interesting way. It's interesting because he doesn't believe in love, but he also is giving respect to the people that he's killing that he thinks are worthy of respect. So in some way, he's still trying to figure that love out and give it back, which I think is pretty fun. So then Kashimo asks Sukuna what if he was bored. What did you do then? Sukuna says that the flavor of humans are diverse, so that fully confirms that he was eating humans. I know up to this point it's basically been confirmed through all metrics of the manga, but I like to actually get some like real confirmation from the story and the plot instead of it just being like a theory that's pretty much correct, which I really like that. And he also says it's a perfect thing to sip on and it kills the time until he dies. Man, oh man, there's so much to unpack with this panel. There's so much to unpack. So in the last panel, or chapter 236, when he killed Gojo, he mentioned that he's going to remember him for as long as he lives, right? Now, and I saw this video that was talking about Sukuna doesn't believe himself to be a past relic. For example, in the last chapter, he was talking about Kashimo being a ghost, an old spirit, all this other stuff. And Sukuna believes he's in the now. He's alive. He's been alive. He was living back then, he's living now, he's not a relic. And it makes it interesting because it kind of, like this statement where he says, it's a perfect thing to sip on and kills the time until he dies. It really makes it feel like that he believes that he's pretty much immortal, which makes a lot of sense. He's been around for thousands of years, he's back to full form now, and who can kill him, like currently? Even, like, we know that the main cast are probably going to figure out some way to deal with him because, you know, Shonen Jump got a Shonen Jump. But, like, realistically, he's at God status. Nobody can touch him. Not even the strongest of today, not the strongest of yesteryear, not these students who aren't even close to the strongest. And so, again, like Sukuna was saying, he stands alone. So what else is there to do but dine on his own pleasures? It's kind of similar to Gilgamesh in a lot of ways, which I think is pretty interesting because I wanted Gilgamesh to voice Sukuna when he came out. I didn't like the current Sukuna voice, but it grew on me. For the dub. Now, back to reality after all this flashback stuff. The domain which had trapped Hakari and Urame break, and Sukuna notices somebody's arrival. Whew, I kind of like how we didn't really get to see a fight here because we can just get right into the mix. I think Gege is not wasting any time. We had the fight with Gojo, we had a fight with Kashimo, and Sukuna packed him up pretty quickly, and now we're getting into the end game. Then we get Yuji and Higuruma entering the battlefield after presumably breaking the domain from the outside. Unless Hakuri broke it or Irame broke it. It kind of looks like it could have been broken from the inside because it does look like there's some ice glaciers bursting out, or that could just be like the panel having like energy flares and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? It kind of depends, but those look a little sharper than usual, similar to Urame's ice, and I think it's pretty interesting. Yuji, bro, if you look at this panel, Yuji's biting himself, and he's got sharp fingernails. I don't know what's about to happen. Yuji definitely, wait, hold on. His right arm looks all burnt off, if you look at it right there. That could just be some flares, but yes, he's looking kind of bestial. Oh, what the hell did Yuji got packing, bro? A lot of people are saying that we think that Yuji is about to just body swap, and which I think is like a pretty valid take. But it looks like he's got way more abilities stacked up inside of himself. Maybe something with the Death Boom paintings. He's right over Sukuna, so we know they're about to scrap immediately. I don't know where Yuta, I don't know where Maki is. I'm assuming they're coming pretty soon. But ooh, this is about to be a box 'em up, man. This is about to be a box 'em up. Like, the entire cast is about to jump Sukuna, and it's about to bang. I'm not gonna lie, it's about to bang. This is a pretty good chapter. This is one of the best chapters I think that Gege's released in the last few weeks. It's even better than some of those Gojo vs Sukuna chapters, I think. This is pretty hype. Again, like I said before, I'm not dropping the series. I already said that in my last video. I said that in, I did the video after that. I'm not gonna drop the series. I just didn't like that one moment, but this is good, man. This is good. I really like the way that Jujutsu Kaisen is going. I'm happy that it's been picking up in the direction. I'm happy that it doesn't feel like it's gonna be like Naruto or any other series that disappoints. So I feel like this is pretty good. I'm pretty excited. And I really just can't wait to see what's gonna happen. There's just so much that can go down. I have to let my brain digest and try to think about some theories, how these can go, do some research. I need to sit on this for a little bit. But I want to release something out because I'm not used to doing reaction content, but I want to try it out and see if it bangs. Let me know if it bangs. Thumbs up, thumbs down, comment, all that shebang. Peace.